Boss Paco is my uncle, my blood uncle. And Cheryl is my family.
Yes. Reece and I grew up in the same area involved, right in my backyard.
Right in the backyard, right in the
Right in
backyard.
the backyard, that's right.
I don't know what is Zook Antonio problem. Anyway, what he's saying, thanks for doing this. Miss Ferguson is a very inspirational and unique individual. So true, she can't be duplicated. Kenrick Harper is saying, Miss Ferguson's work through Spice Island Youthquake has contributed in a major way to who I am and the work I do today throughout Harper's music services. Shirley is saying, condolences to you and the rest of the family. Zavid Sales is saying, the spiritual foundation of Spice Island Youthquake. Hold on. Right. Spice Island Youthquake was the mainstay of the group. Now, Antonio is saying, well, I'm in the days Spice Island Youthquake was a known group and performed many shows throughout the length and breadth of Grenada. I can recall also there was a group in Sotes that was formed by Miss Shirley Robinson, which also touched many lives in Grenada, not forgetting Roots Vibrations with Senator and others. Then we have Neva is saying, what about her creativity? Foggy had an eye for creating costumes, and don't forget the Chinese shoes we had to wear with stockings.
Yes, and the pom-poms in our head.
Marilyn Gordon is saying, laughing out loud, I had no idea that you all what you all talking about, so I can't participate or who you all talking about. Okay. Colin is saying, and starting her concerts on time, even if that meant with candles when electricity went out. Shirley Ann is saying, a tribute to the late Miss Elsia Ferguson, the founder of Spice Island Youthquake. Sonia is saying, my deepest condolences goes out to the bereaved families of the deceased. May she continue to sleep peacefully. Then we have Marilyn again saying, I don't know who she is, but may her soul rest in peace. David Sales is saying, we need to reintroduce the Arts Festival and name it after Miss Ferguson. Shirley is saying, Marilyn Gordon, she was from Guelph, the best place. I'm just adding that, Shirley. A teacher, educator, cultural icon, and the list can't go on. Okay, we have Shirley is saying, my aunt was the leading seamstress at the sewing center. May her soul rest in peace. Neva is saying, Kenneth, I believe, wrote, I will sing you praises, Lord.
Okay.
Right. Shirley is saying, I love to hear the two guys who died sing in the group. Then we have Colin is saying, Christmas Feeling by Kevin Williams. Zavid is saying, the Cultural Foundation should ensure that the Arts Festival is reintroduced in school. Kenrick Harper is saying, Ronnie Marisho is also the composer of one of the most popular versions of The Lord's Prayer.
That's right.
Right. Spice Island Youthquake, this is Spice Island Youthquake now, saying, they don't make them like Miss Ferguson anymore. And I think this is going to be a mainstay for tonight. Susan Jones is saying, this is a wonderful tribute to Miss Ferguson. She has inspired me to form Spice's Dance Company. I'll try to give back what Miss gave to me. Olive Thomas is saying, she was a great teacher, great soul. My deepest condolences to the family and friends. May she sleep in perfect peace. Sherma Hilaire, and that's the last two, is saying, Father Louis was the priest who conducted our wedding ceremony, and Spice Island Youthquake sang at our wedding. That was in 1987, 36 years ago. And Sharon Lord is saying, Miss Ferguson, you will never ever be forgotten. Rest in peace. Spice Island Youthquake, Miss Ferguson directly and indirectly impacted so many individuals and groups that are successful today. Linda Waldron, Rhonda Robinson, PBC Choir, Touch of Grace, Harper's Music Services, and many others. You know something? What stands out to me is the pride of Guelph. St. John.
That's not going to you.
Yes, yes. And all you could sit down there and say is and you could try bear too. But you right? The pride of St. John. It's not just about Kirani James and Mr. Hollis Map right? There was also Elsia Ferguson, and there's a lot more, right? We continue to be that parish that contributes immensely to every part of our landscape, whether it's cultural, economic, or however, to Grenada. And you cannot change that. And we're going as far as the diaspora. The biggest trust on the road belongs to who? I'm just saying, I'll stop it.
The longest cultural.
I have one other question.
Also, we have Miss Cecilia St. Paul's dancers right now, who is one of the best of the dancers in Grenada. Miss Cecilia St. Paul dancers in Paul.
Yes.
Godfrey, before you think, Chair, talk about who Harley, Rex Harley, you say, Chair?
Rex Harley, yes.
Yes, Rex Harley and Pax Harley.
And Pax Harley, they were brothers.
Hold on. Tell Reece where Rex Harley was from. Rex and Pax Harley. Tell her where they were.
Where he's from might be one thing, but you know, where he was impacted is another.
You get something to laugh about. You get something to be happy about. You give me a little something.
Reece.
You want to take some kind of credit somewhere?
No. I mean, tonight is a night that I want to be respectable to the spirit of and works of Elsia Ferguson, but the truth is that Shantimel had a better folk choir on what? I
don't know about that. We had a competition. Let me tell you. We had a competition. Let me tell you, Score. We had a competition in Sotes, and it was right in McDonald College. All right, and Youth Quick came up there and we sing a song called Rivers of Babylon. And we walked away with the winner.
Right up in the front yard. That's right up in the front yard.
Hold on, scholar. No, me and Doc, we trying to be quiet and let all you think. But Doc, when they start to talk about the best folk group, I mean, Doc, we can sit on quiet. But we had folk group in, listen, so Doc, then we had a folk group in Tivoli?
Oh, I think I mean,
Anyway, let me give them let me leave them in their praise. But anyway, question: the name Spice Island Youth Quick. I mean, Reece between me, that name is like a Guav name. So I mean, I want to know how the group got that name. Was it Miss Ferguson who gave them the name?
I think it was Miss Ferguson and Father Oliver Levy sat down and came up with that name. Youth Quick came out of the theme song of the group, which was Youth Quick. I want the youth to shake the nation, and Spice Island, of course, Grenada being the Isle of Spice. So both were put together, and they came up with the name Spice Island Youth Quick.
Yeah, and the name came up shortly.
And then what are the youth involved known to be? You know, we have people who, we're about uprising.
That's right. Yes.
So it's again a synonym.
It was we was getting ready to go on tour, and we had to come up with a name for the group because we were just a regular choir, just sang on Sundays and everything. Like as Cheryl said before, one of the guys heard us singing and he said we sung like angels. And he said to him,
Father Levy,
why not bring them to Ireland? And Father Levy said, write the check. We're going to be there. As a joke. And the guy went to Ireland and called Father Levy and said, he better get his people ready. And Spice Island was serious.
Born. Yes.
Spice Island was born. The name, we had to come up with a name, and we had to do what we have to do. And we went into Fulgate. It was a different story after that. Camp. Anywhere you could find a camp, we was practicing all over the place.
Very, very, very interesting.
Highlight, as Budget mentioned before, just to highlight again some of the accomplishments of Spice Island Youth Quick. The Home for the Aged in Guav. We also contributed some computers to and accessories to Nulo. Budget, I'm not sure if you remember that.
Yes, we did. Yes,
the sewing center in Guav that we opened. We also had a batik and candle making center in St. Patrick's, I believe.
Yes.
Right. Renovations to the St. Peter's RC Church, and a host of other projects that we worked on. And in addition to that, of course, taking a group of young people to tour England, Scotland, Ireland, the United States, and Canada. In 1981, we did our first tour to Europe, England, Scotland, Ireland. 2 years later, the United States and Canada. Another year later, we went to Miami. And shortly after that, I migrated to the United States and purchased about a year after I came up. And I believe the group also went again to England, Scotland, Ireland, and did another tour to the United States. And I believe they also toured some Caribbean islands as well. So,
Sarah,
not only did we impact... Huh?
You said something just now.
Okay.
About candle making in St. Patrick's?
Yes.
So we brought light to St. Patrick's?
We brought light to St. Patrick's. That's right.
Why you still make play that so you can't hear? You can't hear. We brought light to St. Patrick's.
Let me give you guys a joke. I remember when we made the first tour, we came back in 1981.
I know what you're about to say.
In Guam, they said, don't worry them, you know. You think I could have come out, you know? In 1981. That was so funny.
Oh, God, people are easy, you know. Sorry, could we come out and we say, come out in England? But...
I wanted to...
sorry, I'm saying that to say that Spice Island Youthquake touched so many people, not only in Grenada, but abroad as well. We formed a very tight bond with the Irish community over there, and we're still friends to this day.
Right. Until we started singing Irish, we sing Irish songs, we sing, you know, on Dublin Face City, where the girls are so pretty, you know. Come on, Cheryl, help me on.
Yeah. I first laid my eyes on sweet mommy, my Lord.
Yeah, Doc, you wanted to come in?
Yeah, I wanted to first. I mean, they kind of jumped the gun, and I don't know if it was on a serious note or some people were joking. I wanted to find out, like, coming out from your first tour, how, I mean, did the village embrace you? How did they feel? How did they take to you? That is the first part. The second part, did it also attracted more members or more to Youthquake? Other people are showing more greater interest or wanting to join Youthquake. What was it like after that first tour?
Sure, you want to take it?
Well, I think the reception was it was a dual reception. There were some people who were very excited for us, and I felt like a celebrity coming back home. I remember going starting school in St. Rose, and a lot of the students wanted to be my friend because I got to travel and so on and so forth. I felt like a celebrity, but there were also people who were like what you said. They were like, don't bother with them in Carrick when they come out. And there were some who were actually jealous of us and actually caused some problems for us in the church.
Yes.
It got to the point where we were actually expelled from the church as the church choir, because they were reporting a lot of things that the choir members were doing this and choir members doing that, and that is not, not godly or whatever. And we were basically expelled from the church. But thankfully, Miss Ferguson continued with the group and did not let that be determined to group. She always had a bigger vision and a bigger picture of what Spice Island Youthquake is and what she wanted to accomplish.
Mm-hmm. How big was the group though? I mean, at any one time in terms of numbers?
I will tell you right now, the first tour we went as 36 members, 26 girls and 9 guys. And like I said, it wasn't easy dealing with them young ladies at that stage in life, at that young age to deal with them. That's what I tell you. I don't know how Miss Elsie and Miss Ramlin handled it. It was real tough.
I was 12 years old, and quite a few of us were like young, not even teenagers yet. And the ones that we considered older were teenagers, like maybe in their late teens.
I was 17 going on 18, and it was real rough. And I'm telling you, imagine going to England, Scotland, Ireland, traveling from England. We took a ferry, and we went to Scotland, and then we took a boat. People was vomiting on the boat like crazy, especially those that didn't come from war and couldn't deal with boats and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. It was vomiting all over the place and everything. And then it was something I remember also on the tour. when he was traveling in Ireland, the AC went out, and it was hot. Oh man!
Yeah.
And Cheryl, there was one guy that was driving it too. I love Cheryl so much. Ambrose, we should call him Ambrose. I love Cheryl. Sing.
Oh my God! I fell in love with an Irishman.
Ambrose loved her to death.
I fell in love with the bus driver.
At 12 years old.
When we was leaving, the bus driver was crying.
But you know.
Oh man.
But you know what was one of the fun things? We had our own bus with our name on it, Spice Island Youthquake.
Wow.
You know, that was our tour bus.
If I could say, Godfrey, in a serious way, Spice Island Youthquake was the first group that was able to tour out of Grenada and went out there and promoted our name and really bring out the cultural aspect of what we was able to do. We was the first group that did it, and up till this day, we're still in existence. And I think the passing of Elsa will make us even stronger, because a lot of the older members is really singing a song about getting back and trying to do things more in a more direct way. And I will really love to see that happen personally. And like I say, on a serious note, I want to wish the family of Elsa Ferguson and all the original members like Caroline and Judy Lewis and Maureen and Alma and all the members that was there with us on that little interview that we did after the Woburn thing, and all those that is in England and Scotland, Ireland, who is chiming in and probably listening this evening. Miss Elsa Ferguson, may she rest in peace. She was very close to my heart. I loved her. I was fortunate to be able to talk to her a couple of times before she passed. And may she rest in peace, man. Anytime I talk about her like this, I get emotional about it.
Yeah.
Because I love her to death. And this is words coming from my heart. And it's not something to joke around with, because she played a major role in my life.
Let me ask, in terms of recruitment, and because clearly that was a significant thing, because after 40 years the group is still active. Things are happening. I mean, you have different subgroups, so to speak. You have New York branch. I don't know where else in the world, but it seems as wherever members went, they were able to come together and continue the work. How was the recruitment in terms of getting new people? Because people moved on. Kwako, you moved on. Cheryl moved on, but the group is still active. Let's talk about the recruitment into the group and keeping the group alive.
Well, as for me personally, I just have a conversation with Wendy, who is actually running the group right now. And I think she's going to take up the mantle. I've been asking her personally to do it because, since Miss Ferguson had a couple of strokes, we needed somebody to take over and run things. And actually, she's doing that, and we're going to be starting some serious effort in getting back the group as it's fully functional. And I personally have a couple of years to go before I retire, and I'm hoping that I could come back home and be a part of it, God's willing, health-wise and everything. And Cheryl is hoping for the same thing. And Spice Island Youthquake will never die. Will never die. As long as I'm in existence. Will never die.
I have a question. Godfrey, it's okay?
Yeah, sure.
All right. So, people like Miss Ferguson, we know them as being involved. Giving their life, to service community, that sort of thing. Do you or Cheryl, do you know another side to her? And maybe if I go on a bit, like, oftentimes people who are so dedicated to others, they're usually the ones who don't take care of themselves. In today's life, world, we talk about self-care and all of that kind of thing, like focusing on you. If you don't take care of you, you cannot take care of others. Do you know of another side to her? Because to me, all I know is about what she gave.
Well, Reece, I know for me, she was very stubborn. When it comes to getting things done, she gonna get it done at all costs. And she was quick to correct you, and she was quick to criticize you if you ain't doing it right. She was a perfectionist. she believes and she will encourage you, especially if you're doing it right. She will make sure that you get it done. She was an encourager. She was a person that really take interest in all the people. Anybody she came in contact with fell in love with her. She might be a little rough on them to make sure that you get it done right, but she gonna make sure you get it done right. You know, I'm telling you, because I've been there. I lived it. I saw it with the girls and everything. There was a section of the group, we used to call them the sponge cake and the buns. But Cheryl was a sponge cake because she was very nice. And some people, you know, but she was a person that, you know, looked out for everyone. Everyone are talking about in terms of the original members like Sharon. I would like to mention Ina. And I would like, Cheryl, if you can remember some of the names that passed on during our time, maybe you could call somebody.
Yeah. Well, Reece mentioned Pamela James, the mother of Kirani James. She was one of the original members. We also had Kenneth St. John, who was one of our first male soloists. Kenrick Bernard, he was our choreographer. Michelle. I don't remember her last name right now, but she was one of the youngest. She was probably the youngest member in the original group. Francita, Linda Francis. Who else? Mackay.
Yeah, Mackay. And we want to remember them as she joined them as she go on the Beyond. We really want to remember them because they all played a role.
They all contributed.
The original members that existed in New York, like Christine Grant and
Christine Grant, yes. Christine Grant has been very instrumental in Quake USA Cultural Organization as co-musical director with myself. Want to give recognition to her. Sharon Lord, the president of Quake USA. Charlie Roberts, who has been our guitarist since we started.
Native for St. Louis.
Pax Harley, Native for St. Louis.
By the way, I would like to make mention to give scholars some kudos that Quake USA was actually formed through the auspices of myself and Cheryl and Mr. Rex Harley.
Rex Harley.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, Ruby Boyk as well.
Yeah. We'd like to mention everybody, but as it's for the moment, we cannot remember everyone.
Can't think of everyone.
We apologize for that.
Right, let me ask.
Person was a giant.
Yeah. Apart from your touring and so to places like Ireland and Scotland and so, what were some of the other memorable moments of the group? And in your time, performances wise or whatever.
Yeah. For me, I remember us participating in the same music arts festival. I remember one year I competed as a soloist in the soloist section. That was my first time ever singing by myself on stage because I always sang together with a group. And I remember, being told that I was one of the top contenders to win that category. But somehow, the day of the competition, once I got on stage, stage fright took over, and I ended up coming fourth, when I really should have come first place. But and I was so disappointed in myself. I swore to myself that I was never going to sing solo again on stage. I'm not going to do this again. But look at me now. Right? I'm sing Cheryl.
Right.
But, yes, but I remember that stands out to me a lot. The Music Arts Festival, because we used to have to rehearse and really be on top of our game. Because back in the day, I don't know if you guys know, there was kind of this little thing about Guelph people that nothing good comes out of Guelph. So we kind of had to go above and beyond, like everybody else, to really prove ourselves. So yeah, that's something that really stands out to me.
Right. Kwaku, what about you?
Can you repeat the question for me, Godfrey?
No. I was asking, aside from the tours and so that you all had memorable moments, and you so as a male, being part of the group, what were some of the memorable moments for you? And that is aside from the tours outside of Grenada, performances wise and so.
Man, I'm telling you, we had some great times there. One of the best shows we ever had in a place called Acton Town Hall. That was in 1981. That was one of the biggest shows I ever seen. as a Caribbean group. People were singing up, sitting in the windows and the door, everywhere you could find, right in London, Acton Town Hall. Oh man, that was one of the biggest shows. And I remember one of the girls and I wasn't feeling too well, and somebody had to dance her off stage, and it was done in such a professional way. People didn't even know that happened.
Yeah.
Wow.
And we Cherry was a big dancer too. Cherry, you gotta let them know you used to dance. They don't know that.
Yeah, I used to dance.
I don't only sing. She used to dance too. And it was a pleasure, man. And for me personally, I remember when we was practicing in the Catholic church one time. I didn't really started playing the pan. I was playing the drums. And there was a guy called Eric from Grand Dance, and he was there giving us problems every time we come to sing. He gonna play the song that the choir's supposed to sing. Like if we say la da 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 da, he gonna play it on the pan. In the meantime, the choir is singing this. So Rex and the other guys are telling you cannot do that. That's for the choir. So he stepped outside, and when he stepped outside, the choir continued to practice, and I started playing the pan. But they never knew I used to play the pan, because I started playing pan very, very young. At the age of 10, I was playing pan already. And they tell him don't come back after that. That was the end of him. And that's how I played the original pan of Spanish and Youth Quick. I never forget that time.
Somebody on the WhatsApp platform is asking, how many albums/CDs did you release? Talking about the group here.
Yeah.
We had 6 CDs. 6.
6. Okay. Wonderful.
So Godfrey.
Yeah.
Also, I want to ask. 2 questions. The first one, in terms of the CDs, how am I able, or we are able to get hands on that? Is it available for the public to listen to? Because I believe that there is a move to revive what I call the folk festival right now, and getting hands on authentic Grenadian folk music in particular, it is a little bit difficult. So is this music available one way or the other, so that we can, at least listen to it and get the actual? That is the first. Well, maybe let me just answer that first one, and then I have a second question.
Yes, go ahead.
But are you aware of where the music can be obtained?
From Wendy. Wendy has the whereabouts.
I think she would be the best person.
She's the most fittest person. She's the coordinator of the group right now. I will say she's the leader of the group. She's the one taking over from Elsia Ferguson, together with my Ian Marish Ronnie, and Ken Harper, and the other members down there that is really trying to push things in place.
Okay.
Definitely, you'll get in contact with them on that.
Okay, Godfrey, the second question. As someone that is also a practitioner that is involved, what was it always like with you and the villagers? Were you always received? Was there, did you get a fight within your church? People in the village thought that what you were doing didn't make sense. What was that like? Some of the challenges that you face, one in terms of community animosity maybe, or church animosity, or hatred or jealousy, one way, how you put it. What was that like?
Cheryl did mention a few things.
I also mentioned one part after coming from the trip, which I understand, but generally, even before or thereafter, what kind of fight you got?
I will honestly say, in the beginning, we get a lot of support. It was very supportive in St. John's. One thing with St. John's people, once we be behind you, we're behind you.
Yeah.
At all costs. And we was able to accomplish a lot, which is not been recognized, and people doesn't know about it. Like I mentioned about the home for the aged. People think maybe it's a government thing. They didn't know Spice and Youth Quick did this. The Hillsview home in Gove. Nobody knew. It was all from the funds of the thing, and we never really tried to go there and emulate it. The problem I personally have with our thing in Grenada, we're very slow. Very
maybe we're too humble.
Emulate our own. We're very slow, but we're very quick to criticize. The first thing we have a problem with, everybody's all on it. But the positive thing that you do, they don't hear it, they don't remember it. It's a sad thing, but we have to change that. We have to be quick to emulate our own.
Reece, were you aware that the group was instrumental in getting that home going?
No, I never knew that. And I spent a lot of time up at the home. Being part of Speed Zone, we did a lot of things in terms of seasonal entertainment, Christmas in the homes, Carnival in the homes. We would bring these, festivities to its population. But I never knew. I just thought that this was probably some donation of a place, and I never knew. And to me, that's so important. I'm upset I didn't know that, because that is so important. When a group, steered by Miss Elzia Ferguson, can do such great things. And a number of the things that you guys have mentioned that you have done, things to do with the sewing center, and all of that, that those are big deals, because we grew up knowing about those things. But you guys never beat your chest. The publicity wasn't there for us to know that these are things. And it's not too late. It's not too late for, some branding, and announcements to be made. And even especially as Ms. Ferguson has passed, and because too we are celebrating soon 50 years of independence, I think that's an opportunity for
some of these accomplishments,
branding to happen, and ceremonies to happen, facelifting to happen, and for the group to get its flowers.
Something I forgot to mention also, guys, is just let me just mention this real quick. Charity, we forgot to mention Miss Campbell, who was our main person of taking care of the girls while we was, performing. Also, Miss Walmer, who our uniforms and took care of all Miss Mosley, who drive around the bus. So we had to go. Daddy Mars, and some of the people, everything. Scott, I know you wasn't there for that part. I want you to let you know that Quick USA was actually formed through the auspices and named by Rex.
I was there. I was listening.
Oh, I didn't hear. I thought you was gone. I just want to make you feel good. I want to make you feel good.
Rex, Harley, Quaco, and Cherry. I hear that, man. I hear that. As a matter of fact, Dan asked a question, and I would like to answer the question for you. Where can you get Quick USA, Quick CD and so on? I could answer that question easy. I mean, you don't know where to get it, and you tell him, Wendy, Tema, and so on. Why you tell that way to get CD? CD already? Yeah, CD again.
Oh my gosh!
That has got CD, bro.
We have a few from the production. We have a few from the production. I mean,
Boss, you don't know how to play CD.
Yeah.
Why you play CD? Why you play CD?
Well, I mean, we have to look into the different streaming. Right. I'm not sure if that has been done yet, but it's definitely something that needs to be done.
Doc, I will send some of your quick music for you.
I have CDs, I don't know, and I have a thing what to play CD, I don't study this color.
So, guys, we can take some Facebook comments?
Yes, definitely. Let's take some comments.
And then we'll allow a few people to call?
Yes.
Okay, all right. So let me start with the comments. We have Sholian Lorraine saying, "Day we bad." Sylvina Charles is saying condolences to her family and friends and members of Spice Island Youthquake. Zavid Seals is saying Guav is big in New York. I'm tempted to say, well, duh. I mean, when you watch the weather report,
read it, comments, Reece.
I don't know what you're doing that for.
Listen, I don't know why you all here taking it up. You don't see Grenada on the map. You see Guam. Right. Shalian already saying Rex played in Magnificent Six. Carlin Williams is, I think she's corrected me, it's Shantimel we brought light to. Right.
Oh, Shantimel, okay.
Yes. Neva is saying 1990 across USA, 1996 USA and Trinidad, 1998 England, Scotland, Ireland. Kendrick Harper is saying Spice Island Youthquake contributed in a major way to tourism. I remember meeting an Irish tourist at a performance at La Source 1 week after our return from our 1998 tour of England, Ireland, and Scotland. Mr. Chrissy is saying, rest in peace, a great woman, a cultural icon. As a child, I loved observing her passion for her choir, the performing arts, and the church. She's also saying you couldn't say no to her. Maureen Church, and guys, that's my auntie, and the other Maureen that Uncle Kwaku talk about was my aunt too. So Antonio, I hope you're listening. Right, Maureen Church is saying, she's watching. Shirley and Lorraine is saying Danny John was part of the group. Carlin Williams mentioned camps. She also said singing at hotels, especially during December. Susan Jones is saying, oh yes, Carlin, the camps. Laughing out loud. Them quick bathe, laughing out loud. 2 in a shower, laughing out loud. Carlin is saying, and running away to carnival events. Susan Jones is saying, leaving your lunch because you have to go to the airport or the seaport to welcome visitors. Sorry, we had a skip there. Colin is saying when the guys ran away in Grenville to play Jab Jab. She's also saying the solo pan conducting in Florida, Rock My Soul. Then we have Colin is saying Neva and going to play or watch Juve with Father Gilbert. Sharon Lord is saying very, very supportive. Our parents was the backbone. They were the ones who sold tickets to the shows. Yes. So those are the Facebook comments.
Right. So
we should take some calls.
Yes. So folks, our telephone line is open. The number is 435-2041. Of course, you can call. You probably may have something you'd like to say. You knew Miss Ferguson and you want to share with us. We'll be happy to entertain you. The number again 435-2041. Yeah. So give us a call and we'll definitely be taking your calls. 435-2041. In the meantime, I think earlier I don't remember if it was Kwaku or Cheryl who mentioned that Miss Ferguson also taught some of the boys to play music. Was she a musician? I mean, aside from the singing and so, was she a player of musical instruments as well?
No, she will get people to assist.
Okay.
To help get us friends to assist in purchasing some of the instruments. That's some of the last things she did after she actually fully retired. She always had to find something to do. That's she couldn't sit still.
Yeah.
She had to find something that will help young people, and that's always a thing. She really did. She really did. She didn't play no instrument at all, but she had an ear for music. I tell you that. She used to sing at one time. She was, like I say, Elsie would pick out the words from her mouth. She knew the words for each and every song. The majority of songs that we selected to sing in performances on tours, she and Miss Ramdani did that, and she was very instrumental in choosing the songs. And imagine that she wasn't a musician in that kind of a way, but she was very good at that. She had ears, musical ears.
Godfrey, I have a question.
Yeah.
Well, not a question, but I don't know if you go turn a question, but Kwaku and Cheryl, especially I think Cheryl mentioned, and we hear about the disciplinarian, the fact that she used to ring his and cut the tail when they go and prepare mass and so on and so forth. And coming from that inception into the Spice Island Youthquake at such an early age. Well, I'm thinking now because this program is We Culture, right? And so we're not just speaking of cultural icons, but we're looking also at the culture of Grenada and how it has evolved over time. How do you think Ms. Ferguson would have fared now, today, really, with that disciplinarian kind of outlook and the way she handled her charges? How would she have fared today with these young people who are now, and the whole fact that the can't ring nobody else.
Yeah.
You can't ring else. And you can't do those things because it would be bullying and it would be all the
abuse.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And you guys don't make up in America there and don't beat on us.
Yeah, I mean, things were definitely a lot different back then. I mean, the kind of innocence that we had growing up, at that age, I think it's different now. And I don't think, I think she would have had a harder time with kids our age trying to discipline and mold them the way that she did with us.
Yeah, I think she had a way of handling those things, and she would adjust herself real quick.
Well, I was about to say that because listening to you all, and the way you spoke of her, I think she probably had it in her to be able to make necessary adjustments to fit into the situation. I do believe. We have a caller on the line. Let's go to the telephone. Oui Culture, good evening.
Hello.
Yes, good evening, caller.
Good evening. I know wondering if I should use the word no. But I would say, not I want to say, I'm saying it. We met up in a particular institution in the 70s, I think it's 74. In other words, we entered the same institution, and we spent at least 2 years in that particular institution. I want to say, I never know Miss Paulson was so great. The only time I know she was so great is when I listen to the conversation you all are having. But I can't tell you I know her, because knowing is deeper than what we think. I have an idea about her. But that's good to know that she was interested in people and she made such a great contribution throughout her life, or living life. I don't know where she should be going. I think she might be going to have eternal life somewhere else in the outside world. When I say outside, I don't remember the outside world, the next world then. So that's all I can say. But hearing great things about her and her contribution is good to hear that. But a lot of us, we don't make too much a hue and cry of what we have done. But now people are talking about the great things she has done, and that's very good. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, caller. Thanks a lot indeed. 435-2041, that's the number you can call, and you can definitely get to, say what you probably know about her. Let's go back to the telephone. I think we have another caller on the line. Oui Culture, good evening.
Good evening.
Yes, good evening.
I just want to express condolences to the family of the late Miss Ferguson and to all of those whose lives she has touched in a positive way. We need more people like that. I'm wondering though, if Miss Ferguson had run from my party, would she have won the election? Just a thought.
Thank you, caller. Thank you very much indeed.
Oh wow.
435-2041. That's the number you can call, and you can get to say a few words about Mrs. Ferguson and the contribution that she's made. Let's go back to the telephone line. Oui Culture, good evening. Hello.
Yes.
Yes.
Good afternoon. Good evening.
Yes. Good evening, caller.
I just want to find out I realize Spicer's youth quakes leave Grenada a while ago. I could remember from when they had left. I was young, but I remember. No, I realize though that you have migrated. You started in Grenada, the group, and you migrate to abroad, and you did so well outside right? That's good for Grenada. So I want to know, since you leave Grenada, what contribution have you make in the land towards culture? And since you left, at any time did you ever come back and do a concert or put on a show for the people of Grenada? Thank you very much, please.
Thank you. Thank you, caller. Yeah. Cheryl?
We haven't had the opportunity to come back and do a concert per se, but I know Burgess, a couple of times when he visited, he performed with them at different events. We were, like I said earlier, we were planning to have a 40th year reunion where we were going to have a concert, but that did not happen because of the pandemic. In terms of contribution, as members of Quake USA Cultural Organization, we are continuing to showcase and promote Grenadian and Caribbean culture here in the diaspora. We have been doing that for over 30 years. Yes, and we've also given back a lot. We've sent, at times, barrels to the Hillview home. We've sent barrels to Grand Coda organization. And we continue to give back in different ways. So yes, we do contribute to the culture and to the development of our Grenadian community back home.
All right.
Burgess, would you like to add anything?
Yeah, well, as a member of Panel Voices, which was recently formed, me and Cheryl continue to make contributions in the St. John's RC Church. One of the speakers had blown up, and we was able to purchase one of the speakers and send it back and to assist the church.
Yeah. Burgess and myself, with our own funds.
Myself and Oris Draken also made a contribution to the speaker. And anytime we go home with I personally go to the church and give back my talent that which I earned from being a member of Bicycle Youth Quake.
Yeah.
And in any aspect that we can help, we always put ourselves forward to help.
Yeah.
And as a Calypsonian, I come home every year and compete and take part, and and as scholar know, and we make our contribution in any way possible.
Let me just add this, because I think the caller probably misunderstood a bit. Spice Island Youth Quake has not left Grenada. Spice Island Youth Quake is still here. I mean, some members have traveled. People have moved on, but it's members of the group who are outside. But the Spice Island Youth Quake is still in Grenada. I think now under the tutelage of Mrs. Wendy Timar Ashby. So the group is still here. Caller. The group has not left Grenada. It's still here, but some members over the years, as time went by, some members traveled, they moved on, and but they continue to operate from different places. So just wanted to make sure that the caller understood that. Let's go back to the telephone again. Oui Culture, good evening. Hello. Good evening, caller.
You're all muted.
Hello.
Hello, you're all muted.
No, caller, you can make your contribution. We're hearing you. Go ahead, please.
No, I wasn't making a contribution. I was just saying that you're all muted.
Okay, thank you.
Oh, so they weren't hearing us?
All right. Right. So the number is 435-2041. That's the number you can call and you can get to make your contribution. We have a few minutes remaining. Let's just see if we can get this final call. Oui Culture, good evening.
Yes, good evening.
Yes, good evening, caller.
Yeah, I want to big up Rex and Pax Harley, this stalwart from Chantemere. And I feel these two persons brought the light to that group involved. No biasness. Scholar, you should know that. Blessed love.
Thank you, caller. Thank you very much.
Respect all the time.
Give respect where respect is due. Yes, they added a lot of value to Spice Island Youth Quake.
I think you just needed to throw that in.
Right. So folks, we practically we just have about 5 minutes remaining. So we'll just go around and allow people to make their final comments, about Miss Ferguson, before we wrap for this evening. So I think it's proper that Kwako, we'll start with you, and then we'll go to Cheryl, and then we'll go around with the members of the team.
Well, I want to say thank you to Miss Ferguson for what you have done. What you have done for me personally, and I'm grateful to God for the opportunity to be able to make a contribution towards her emulation, and may she rest in peace, and my strong condolences to the entire family, Ferguson family, her son Carly, and everybody else. Quick USA, who's Spice Island Youth Quick, who's actually mourning her death right now. And one more time, I want to say, I pray for Father Oliver Levy and Miss Ramdani. May she continue to stay strong, and blessings and guidance, and may she rest in peace. God's blessing and guidance as she make her way to make her maker. Blessings,
Right.
WLC. Rest in peace.
Thank you very much. Cheryl, your closing comments?
Well, the passing of Miss Ferguson is a huge loss to Spice Island Youthquake and a big loss to the Grenadian cultural aspect of Grenada. She has made a tremendous contribution in the lives of a lot of young people. And I would like us to follow up on that thought that her name needs to be etched in something that can carry her legacy for future generations, to ask, who is this Elsie Ferguson? And to get to know, what she has contributed to our culture. I would like to extend my deepest condolences to the family, to Callie, her son, her brother Alwyn, and the rest of the family. And for Quake USA members, Spice Island Youth Quake members, my condolences to all of us, because we're all mourning her loss. May she continue to live on in our hearts, and may we continue to quake the world with love.
Thank you very much, Cheryl. Doc, your comments? Doc, you're muted. So yeah. Mm-hmm.
As I sit down here and going through that program, I think most of the program I was extremely quiet, listening. And while we call for plaques and names, to be labeled after major event, I also believe that we at We Culture can take a page from what has just happened. Meaning, at some time, we need to stop and look at some of our heroes and heroines and dedicate certain program, not only after the passing, but dedicate one or two programs to the contribution that they have made in our life. I know at one time we started a segment where we used to, some of the important people, and I know people like persons like Miss Ramdani were named before. But I also believe just paying tribute while these people are alive to them is a page you can actually take and run with. So again, that I am saying all that to recognize the contribution that she has made is way beyond the normal call of duty. And I know that people like Ms. Ferguson, they come far and in between. I don't know when we're going to get the next soul to contribute 40 years of his service. But this is something that we must recognize as at least a gift, Grenada. So I just want to join with Kwako and Cheryl and extend my sympathies and my condolences, but again, recognizing that the contribution she has made, we could pay, timely value, timely commendation to.
Right, thanks. So, Reece, maybe if there's any final comments, you can take them and then you can make your closing remarks.
Okay, Antonio is saying, and I think that is what missing now in Grenada amongst young people. Susan Jones concurred with him. Sunshine Harley is saying, I didn't know the disciplinarian side of her. Both times the group visited New York, she stayed at my mom's home, and I remember a sweet, sweet soul. Rest in peace, Miss Ferguson. Heartfelt condolences to her family. Sharon Lord is saying, my deepest sympathy to the family and friends of Elsie Ferguson. May her soul rest in peace. Janelle Angelis Mitchell is saying, so lovely of We Culture for you to allow for this platform to honor our humble hero, Elsie Ferguson, who made such an indelible impact on our community. Thank you. And Deanne Lewis said, my deepest sympathy to her son and all her family. May she sleep eternally. And we had Dodo Childs on the We Culture platform saying, I don't know the person of such conversation tonight, but listening to y'all, it seems like she was a mentor, a role model, inspiration, and more to many. My condolences to her family and you all on the panel. May her soul rest in eternal peace. And we have Cynthia saying, but that's right, scholar, but you are all better for her upbringing. And Cynthia is saying again, may she rest in peace. Condolences to the entire family and those whose lives she's touched. Thanks for the contribution she made to the nation. That's it.
Right. So your final comments, Reece.
So I want to thank Uncle Borges and Cheryl for coming on tonight. Sometimes we do miss having guests that can speak with authority on certain topics and on certain people and all of that. And I think you have really made sure that that our program tonight had the substance, the valid substance, the truth, the sides of her. And I learned tonight that, she was a woman of service. That's a life she lived. She contributed immensely to our trial and state, and I am really looking forward to helping play a part in ensuring that she's honored. It's too late. It's late because she has passed, but it's better late than never.
Yeah.
So we are going to make sure that, as long as we can, that she gets recognized. And we're hoping that you guys will help us in making sure that the recognition is what it should be come the 50th anniversary. So condolences again to her family members, her son Callie, to the people of Gov, St. John, the different communities that she had belonged to, that she contributed towards. May her soul rest in peace. And, I just want you guys to bask in the sweet memories of her, all the things that should have contributed, as opposed to, spending time crying too much. Bask in what she has done. So, thank you. And thanks to all the people who participated tonight, who are mostly from the illustrious, industrious parish, St. John.
Thank you, Reece. Finley?
Yeah, well, just as a sidebar before I say anything else, I want to say to Doc that this program stands out for him especially, because Doc is a man that does jump up hard and sweaty and take things, and then two tools. The man the man dropping the thing. He's a hard club cool kind of man. The man used to start good giving flowers. Every program, the man giving flowers. All of us saw it. The flowers, they have no flowers again.
You ever call a rain no falling when the flowers them dry?
And tonight, no, he come running his mouth and saying about we culture, how to think, and give people flowers when they are like, you're talking about, Mr. Doc, you're talking about.
Oh my God. You studied that don't make sense.
The funny thing is, hold on. The funny thing is the program is allowance. Now I started. But Scholar continue now. You don't have nobody could give flowers. Reece, you had nobody could give flowers. You expect
me judging us. That's what you see them doing.
You expect I alone to know all the heroes. All the people who give flowers. Nobody used to join me. And while you're at it and you're giving me room to talk, and then when I start that make sense, which was for the public, but you have a certain member of cast. Before I whisper something, they're on my throat. Time up.
Hey, Finley.
That young lady, she giving birthday greetings to the whole activity. Because people calling her and tell her what you have to get your people and let your people tell you who to give flowers.
That was a Oui Culture moment. That was for us.
And Scholar would have done him well in his current role right now, had he done that research in his current role.
Exactly, precisely. Anyway, I want to thank Cheryl and thank Kwako for coming on tonight. Well selected guests. very articulate. Well, I know Kwako articulate. I know Kwako. Kwako is a man. Kwako swallow a dictionary. You know, Kwako. Anytime you see, they have a little thing. Godfrey, any little thing they have.
Call him.
Not that. Anyway, 2 and 3 are gathered. Kwako get in the mic and start to talk. Start to address. Yeah, that's what he did.
He walks with his microphone and his little portable speaker almost everywhere.
And little portable speaker and he started to address the nation.
And he always trying to get me along with him. Oh,
that's what he
always trying to be along with him.
I know he's articulate, but it's the first time I'm hearing Cheryl so, you know, and very articulate. I mean, and the appearance tonight, Cheryl. I mean, excellent.
Oh, well, thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Means a lot coming from you.
It was very nice to hear of the life and times of Elsia Ferguson. And the truth be told, I'll end that way. Tonight's program, we had agreed basically in our mind that we were going to speak tonight about a topic that
you hear about Reece? We plan to talk about Reece. Just say we plan to talk about Reece. And that's that.
I'm planning to speak about Reece tonight.
Yeah.
And there you have it. That somehow or the other we changed topic and Guav still stopped. Guav still was able to stop.
You can't stop Guav people. What can I say?
How they set up then?
That's a setup. That's set up. Because
it always comes back around to Guav, always.
That's right.
But guys, very as Doc said, excellent program. And I think Reece said that the fact that we had guests who were able to articulate, and of course, I think it's the first time that we've had the passing of a cultural person and we have dedicated a whole program.
Yeah.
Sometimes we dedicate a little segment or a little thing.
Yeah.
And I think this is what, in all fairness to Doc, this I think is what he was alluding to. Now just giving you a talk, my brother, but I think this is what he was alluding to. That programs like this, you know, is very good. You intersperse all of those things that we speak about with programs like this, and do not wait for when people are passed, but when they are still alive and kicking, we can do programs like this about Sister Mason Francis, who is a contributor to our program, but who is alive, and Brother Ashby, and all of these people who have done so much for Grenada in the educational landscape and in the cultural landscape. We can get people like Shirley Robinson and so on who are still alive and so on. So well done tonight, We Culture. Well done.
Yeah, thank you very much, guys. Let me just add my little bit. First, let me just say thanks to Kwako and Sing Sing for accepting the invitation on short notice to be here. We really thank you for that. And of course, as I said earlier, I did not know Miss Ferguson personally, but clearly there is absolutely no doubt that the contribution that she has made is definitely a significant one, and she will be remembered. So yes, indeed, a wonderful program. I learned quite a lot. You know, Spice Island Youthquake. I learned about that group many years ago. I've heard about them, and now you're getting to understand why that group was such a great group under the guidance of Miss Ferguson. So guys, thank you very much. Next week, folks, we won't have a program. It's one of the semi-final game of the CPL, but after that we're going all the way right on to Christmas, so we'll have a break next week because of the semi-final of the CPL, and following that we're going all the way. So again, thank you very much, Doc, Reece, Skulls, Kwako, Sing Sing. Thank you all so very much.
What was the one thing, Godfrey? What was the one thing?
Yeah, sure.
On behalf of myself and Cheryl, I would like to say thank you to Skulls. Thanks, Reece. Thanks, Doc. Derek, thanks for having us. Godfrey, for having us here tonight. It was a pleasure.
Thank you to the whole team.
Thank you, the whole team.
Thank you guys so much for having us and for giving us this opportunity to talk about such a phenomenal woman. Thank you so much.
Yes, indeed. Thank you all very much. And finally, our sympathies, the We Culture team, and of course at the GBN, we extend our sympathies to the family, friends of the late Elsia Ferguson. Thank you, everyone. Have a good night and do enjoy your weekend. All the best.
Blessings, and guys.
Raise it high up the ladder, let we set it on fire. Higher, give us a fire. A little more calypso, forget the funk and the disco. Higher, give us a fire. A little more limbo, a little more champagne.